great to see you all here. How many of you have any issues with car headlights? Yeah. They are a bit, so you can see the glasses I'm wearing now. I wear them when I drive as well, because it helps a little, but why should we have to protect ourselves? Similarly, how many have issues with street lighting? A few hands. Don't know if you've seen the street lighting changing over the years since a few years before COVID. I started to realize that why are they putting up these blinding white lights at night? It's a bit peculiar. So if you look at nature, it doesn't do white lights at night, does it? And it's not natural. It's not good for our circadian rhythms, etc. But I've realized also that councils, as you know, are very stubborn. They don't want to listen. I went all across the country trying to get them to be aware of this, that these lights are not right. It's not just that they're blue, rich, white, by the way. There's more to it than that. But they didn't want to listen. And after a few years, I finally twigged that it's actually part of a bigger agenda. We know that now. These lights are essential for the smart city rollout. And smart towns and smart cities, as we know, they need antennae everywhere, and we're better to put them than on a street light. So they didn't want to listen because this is essential. And now we have these white lights at night, which are not good for us. I usually say white lights at night are, no swearing, but you can maybe guess what it rhymes with. These headlights are getting stronger and stronger, and I'm in touch with a lady called Dr. Nissa Khan in America, US. And she's just written a book, Blinding Headlights. It's just come out. Sadly, I couldn't bring it today. I ordered it by my bookshop, not Amazon. And I was so glad that he was going to come today, but it's a bit delayed. But anyway, Dr. Nissa Khan, Blinding Headlights, and she's explaining from a mathematical point of view, because she's a mathematician, how Western science has got it wrong. She's originally from Bangladesh, I think. But how Western science got it wrong in every way when it comes to light. And light is essential. As we know, no light, no life. Now, artificial light is very harmful in many ways, not just because it's so white. It's also because it has a totally different spectral content. I remember one counselor told me, oh, these lights, they're just like the moon, they're perfectly fine. The moon is totally different. As we know, it doesn't hang on a lamppost above our heads, for starters, but also it's seasonal, it changes in color, as you can see yourself, and it has a totally different spectral distribution than these lights. And you can read more if you want to read Dr. Nissa Khan's explanation for why particularly these headlights that are coming at us, they're not just too white, they're too intense, and it's almost like a laser technology. And I wonder why this has been allowed, because anybody with a brain can see that this is harmful. I called the Department for Transport the other day, and they just went, oh, talk to your MP, talk to your MP. I said, I have, talk to your MP. It's as if nobody wants to take responsibility. Why? And this is where we come in. We need to ask questions. We need to, you know. And more recently, I have put together the picture for me. It's about blinding lights, smart city rollouts, all connected, and a lady in the back wants to come in here.
Well, living in Martin, I know that they've recently changed, fairly recently changed all their lighting, and it's definitely financially driven, and I think that's the way everything is being sold to, and we have a parish council in Kew Martin, and it is all about saving, you know, the penny.
Yes, oh yes, absolutely.
And because everybody is so, that you know, money is the be all and end all, it seems.
Yes, on the local level for sure, and even on a national level, claim, of course, these lights are saving us energy, although lots of people leave them on day and night because they save us energy and save us money. And of course, it's a climate issue. This is what they keep telling all the time. And this is where the bigger picture comes in for me. Because recently, you might have heard that in this country and yesterday in the US, they just declared billions of pounds, dollars on the other side of the herring pond, of investment in AI. Now, AI, as you might know, apart from being an existential threat and all that, is also a huge energy usurper and a huge water drinker. At the same time, they talk about the climate. They say we need to save energy. And we need to roll out these solar panels, preferably on arable land, and all this jazz. Oh, and we might need some nuclear stations as well, because we're all going to go green, but we need AI. Why do we need AI? I've been wondering about this. And people talk about this new president on the other side of the water. Oh, it's now freedom of speech. She's gone out of the WHO, and that might be a good thing. But at the same time, AI, they're lining up. Why do we need AI? It's going to cost us jobs. We need artificial intelligence anyway. What about our own brains and hearts? But I could go on about that. Won't make it long, but I will say one more thing. President Musk, de facto President Musk, shooting up all those satellites in the sky, tens of thousands, destroying our atmosphere, destroying the electric circuit essential for life, and connecting us to the cloud. This is what they want, folks. Our minds connected to the cloud. Exactly, Neuralink, but the Neuralink is only the beginning. It can be done in various ways. And this is the bigger picture. We need to be aware of this. But going back to us, and I love to talk, that you held, Daniel, about grounding, what we can do, that we can have a different vision. Because we can create another world. And it starts with us locally, and that's why we're here. And I was very inspired by that, and although I'm a bit limp and can't do very much, I love the idea of growing. We've grown some tomatoes just 2 tomato plants on our balcony. It was amazing. Grew like stink. and I still got some tomatoes the other day. So there's lots we can do. And there's above all one thing that we all can do or not do. And it's in our own hands. And it's relinquishing in every way we can, and I know it's hard for some, because I know they're forcing us into it more and more, but relinquishing smart. Because that's the vehicle into all of this. Smart wireless radiation, which is harmful to us all, but also which is a surveillance tool. The little thing in your hand, or the bigger and bigger thing in your hand, the smart mirror, as I call it, is a surveillance tool. And it's the way in. AI needs wireless, like we need water. So whatever you do or not do, one thing we can all try to do less of is stare into this mirror. Get a copper landline, because we need to keep them. They are lifelines. Get a power cut, nothing works, but a copper landline does. And if you want to have a way of communicating when the lights go out, etc., get a landline, demand to keep it. Yes?
How do we stop councils from removing copper landlines? Because we went to our last parish council meeting, and the councillors that were there basically said, well, it's going to happen. So it's almost like they're resigned to the fact that there is a plan that has been decided upon that will occur regardless.
It's a very good question, and it's now beyond urgent on this. And I'll tell you, it's part of the agenda to stop the rollouts or stop the analog copper landlines, just like smart meters, etc. They want us to go on VoIP, but the voice over internet protocol is not reliable. It doesn't work during a power cut, and it also exposes us to more radiation in various ways, dirty electricity, etc. So that's not the way. And we've been visiting the MP, Glynis and another lady and I, and we are still working with him. We got a reply recently from the chief executive of Ofcom, and they're saying, oh, but we'll give you backup battery for an hour. Wow, isn't that impressive? This is not good enough. And the more of you who contacts our MP, because he knows, he's got our petition with all the brilliant comments underneath. We have 2,000 plus signatures. We want more, by the way, so you can look. We have the petition here. Catherine kindly printed it out. So sign the petition, share it, go to your MP, talk to your MP, call the Department for Technology and Innovation, or whatever they call now. Speak to everybody you can and say, this is our right. We need to keep this. And the more of us who do, by the way, 22nd, 23rd of March, we hold a global protest every 3 months. Last time it was about satellites, just before Christmas. Now it's going to be about the landline. It's going to be a big mass action, 22nd, 23rd of March. You can contact me via Catherine if you don't have my email, and I can give you more.
Yeah.
There is
Thank you
also
so
more.
much, Tanya. You know,
Thank you.